US 101. Yeah. Alright, US 101. So we are talking about the West Coast today. It's been really rare out in the West. We've been in the East a lot. We'll be going from Olympia, Washington, and weirdly north, even though we're going south. And we'll be ending in LA. You're watching Super Reviews, so if you guys aren't subbed, please sub or do all of those 4 things. And at 1,000 subs, we're opening up a Discord server. Yeah, 1,000 subs, let's get to those. Last time I checked, we were at 735, so let's get up there. You can request your exit or intersection in the comments. It's free, and our future roads will be on the community page. And we got a cool I-294 on Thursday, so looking forward to that for some Chicago stuff. Alright, we're going one way today, and we're gonna start to southbound US 101. So southbound's beginning is in Olympia, Washington off I-5, where we get 101 for Aberdeen and Port Angeles, which are both the correct choices. Coming the other way on I-5, it's the same control series, and we have Tacoma and Seattle on the mileage sign. And at the first interchange, it's 101 north. Even though it's southbound, and we're going to northbound alignment, we're getting those control series. And we get the Olympic National Forest. I wonder if that's where the Olympics is going to be next. And that we get our split for Aberdeen for 8. We're now signed for Shelton and Port Angeles. On the mileage signs, we have Shelton at 14, Bremerton 50, and Port Angeles 113, which is the correct choice. And at random interchanges, we get 101 South Olympia and North Port Angeles. And we have this weird Shelton right turn. This is around the Shelton area where we have 3 for Shelton and Bremerton. And we don't have a pull-through sign because we're going to be ending our Super 2. Well, we're going into a Super 2 right now. It's not highway anymore, but it'll still be highway for a couple miles. And we're meeting this road for State Patrol Academy and the Corrections Center. And here's a view of some nice bay and river here. We're going to have a ton of nice Pacific Ocean views today. And here's one of those. This might be like a bay or something, but don't know. And here's what it's like doing that sharp turn. It looks pretty awesome as we're in far northern Washington. And now we're assigned for Port Townsend and Port Angeles. So a ton of ports here going on. And then we get back into some highway stuff. This is around the Port Townsend area before we get to Port Angeles. And then random interchanges in Port Townsend. We're signed for 101 West Port Angeles. We're going in west alignment now. And we arrive in Port Angeles. Here's some looks of downtown Port Angeles, Washington. And we're going to be making a left turn. Oh, this is a look at the Pacific Ocean from up here. Here is our left turn for 101 and 112. And we don't get any control series, which might be a trend once again. And we are now signed for Aberdeen, which is the correct choice. We should be going for Aberdeen now. And we do get some nice mountains here in Washington. This is actually north of Seattle. We're going a big loop for some reason. And here's our first out of many looks of the Pacific Ocean. We will have some better ones. And we are getting Forks and Aberdeen in our direction. Port Angeles, where we just came from. And we do have some nice woods, jungle-ish going on here on US 101. Here's another one of those. If those trees aren't there, we would have been getting a really stunning view of the Pacific Ocean. And we're getting State Salmon Hatchery. Wonder what the hatchery is about. Hatchery doesn't need to do anything. And this is in Tahoe or something. We get 101 South Aberdeen. That last slide was, and we are signed for 101 South Westport and Bremen. This is around the Aberdeen-ish area. Where you're getting 101 North Hoquam and Port Angeles. That's where the last 2 sign screens were. And 12 for Olympia. So that's the start of US 12. And we crossed the, I believe, Aberdeen River, don't know. And we get another perfect view of the Pacific Ocean. And it's a bit of a foggy day. But here's a better picture. This is taken 5 months ago. The other one was taken like 3 months ago. So yeah. Here they don't mention US 101, but we are following the Grayland and Raymond route. Don't know about Raymond. And we do get some nice steep downhill grades as we're heading toward Raymond area. And here's a look at Raymond. I might actually think we should skip Raymond and go straight for Astoria, Oregon. And we are now signed for 101 South Bend. I didn't know we're near Indiana and Astoria, Oregon. And then here's a look at, South Bend, Washington. That's what they meant. Not the famous Indiana one. And leaving South Bend, we do get some nice swamps here. So instead of the ocean, we get swamps. And we are now following 101 south for Long Beach and Waco. So I think Waco should be signed out because 4 is a faster way to Astoria. And we do get some nice views of this river, big river. I don't know what it is. Here we get 101 north for Astoria, Oregon. And we're still signed for Long Beach and Waco. I'll talk about 101 alt soon. And we are taking a left for Waco and Astoria. Probably not signed Astoria yet, but still go to Waco. And here's the Waco, Washington. Now you know that we're in Waco, Illinois, Waco. And here's the other end of 101 alt for Raymond and Aberdeen. It would be really cool if Seattle was on there. Here, let's take a look at this. So, next to that RV is north-south road is the 101 alt. And to the left is 101 itself, and it does a big giant loop. And we get Astoria 13 and Longview 80. Longview is actually the junction with I-5, but we're not going to meet it. And we do get a pretty cool tunnel here, as we're going to be following a cool scenery coming up. And here's the Columbia River. It looks pretty awesome from out here. It looks like the Pacific Ocean, but better. And we're going to be in the 401. Wow. We're signed for Longview. Well, Ontario was controlling us. They would be signing London. And 101 South Astoria. Perfect. We crossed the Astoria Bridge. And we're leaving Washington. We do get some stunning Columbia River scenery. We see we are officially in Oregon now. So no more Washington photos. The rest of them will be Oregon. And here's a look at this Astoria Bridge. I gotta check this out. It looks pretty nice. And stunning scenery along the Columbia River. This is kind of like the Columbia River Gorge, but there's no mountains. It's just like ocean-wise. It looks super awesome, beautiful out here. And we're actually going up a pretty big hill to cross that suspension bridge coming up. Here's the look the other way. Wow, it looks like there's like a big mountain here. But it's not an actual mountain itself. It's just like hills. Here is that suspension bridge. Got a lot of pictures of this Astoria Bridge. Gotta go check it out. It's like Colorado River. And here's a look at downtown Astoria, Oregon as we're flying over it. And here's a look at the other side, which will be ending at with US 30. That's US 30 right there. And we are parallel to US 30 for a little bit as we're still going down. Still some nice stunning scenery out here. And we'll be meeting 30 for Astoria. I feel like that should be Portland. And 101 for Seaside. And I can talk about Seaside soon. And here's where we came from. So we have a pretty big giant 500 degree turn during this process. And then welcome to Oregon. 30 for Astoria City Center. 101 South Seaside. Let's take a look at this Astoria Bridge configuration. So we're coming in from Washington. We're taking a right. And then we do a hairpin turn around US 30 and then we end there. So that's pretty weird. But this is not the Columbia River. But it's just a nice bay from the Columbia River. And we're getting Seaside for our direction. And Gearhart. Not Astoria, but Gearhart. Wow, Oregon. Here's a look at downtown Seaside. So yeah, I'd skip Seaside too. Why not? It's not that big to be an actual control city. Here is this little something park. It's too little to be a little park And again, just like Washington, we'll have some beautiful scenery around here. It's like probably the entire road. In US 26, amazingly for Portland, and we're now signed for Cannon Beach and Tillamook. And then on US 26, we're getting Seaside Astoria, south for Cannon Beach and Tillamook. Don't know about Tillamook being on there. And then Michael and David are adopting this highway. So Michael, why? Come on. And we're getting Cannon Beach 4, Tillamook 45, Newport 114. Newport is the correct choice because that's our next major junction. And then there's no Newport on here, but we're getting Nehalem and Tillamook. Again, it should be Tillamook Newport. And then we're getting a rare speed limit sign that says the word limit. In Oregon, they don't say limit at all for some reason. And here's our Pacific Ocean scenery. Looks really awesome, and it's gonna get better the more south we go. We're going up a giant hill, and wow, this parking lot is so steep that we can barely see it. And then 101 South Tillamook. We're still on Tillamook? Come on, let's do Tillamook Newport. Come on. And then we're meeting 53, which is also going to Portland, as long as Moeller, which we're already in. But we're getting Wheeler and Tillamook. No, that should be Tillamook Newport. Newport is the bigger draw than Tillamook. And here's a look at downtown Tillamook. Still don't think Tillamook should be a primary at all. And then 101 is finally signed for Newport. Finally. And 6 is another road going to Portland. Wow. And now we're in the farmlands of Western Oregon. So it's a bit different than Ontario, Oregon. And we're now signed for Lincoln City. Well, however, Lincoln City is actually bigger than Newport, so I'm down with this. And we're going for Cloverdale and Newport, and the other way is going to Tillamook and Astoria. And we're meeting the 18 for Salem, and then Lincoln City, Newport will be our direction. And we're still getting Depot Bay and Newport. This is in Lincoln City itself. And here's another view of the Pacific Ocean. Looks pretty awesome. Again, it's more beautiful the more closer we get. And we meet the star of the Great US 20, which is going to Toledo, Cornvales, and we're going to Waldport and Florence. If you were to turn on to US 20, you get this perfect Boston, Massachusetts, 3,365 miles away. And we're leaving a bridge. We're crossing a bridge over to leave Newport. So we're getting a US 41 trend here. And we get to the middle of nowhere once again. We're going to be in the middle of nowhere for a while coming up. And we get some jungle. Wow. Never thought the West state like Oregon to have a jungle. And we get something like this. Some giant turns. Sharp turns around here in the middle of nowhere in the woods. And this is around Florence, and we get Reedsport and Coos Bay or Coos Bay. Don't really know. And another bridge leaving Florence. Wow, this really is a US 41 in Florida with all their bridges. And I like that the right side is just trees and woods. The left side is like a cliff. Well, at least they have a guardrail. And then here's some looks of more scenic Oregon. I think this is Reedsport that we're in. And then now we get North Bend and Coos Bay. So we have a North Bend now. And we're going up another hill once again. So this is basically a steep road coming up. And we get this funny road that's just heading toward the middle of nowhere. I wonder if that's a road that takes you to Hawaii by car. And for Coos Bay or something, we're going to Coos Bay and Bandon. And then here's some looks at downtown Coos Bay or Coos Bay. Don't know, this might actually be Reedsport, I actually forgot. And we made 241 for Coos River in Allegheny, I think. And no control city for 101 yet. But we do get Bandon. Don't know about Bandon. I think you could just go Brookings or even San Francisco would be better. And we're reading 42 for Quill and Roseberry and 101 for Bandon and Brookings. I would rather see like Brookings, San Francisco. And Bandon, we're getting City Center, Gold Beach. Come on, Brookings, please. And here's Bandon, and we do get a typical Oregon speed limit sign. Speed 30. That's not our current speed. Then we get these funny paintings. I believe this is in Brookings, don't know. And we parallel the Pacific Ocean. So Pacific Ocean really keeps on getting better the more south we go. And here we're basically right at it with all these beaches and water here. And we made it to Brookings, but I couldn't find any control cities that would get in Brookings. But I would rather see Crescent City, California. And like all the other cities, we cross a bridge to leave Brookings. And we parallel this lake that goes to the Pacific Ocean. And we'll be leaving Oregon soon. And we get to our final state. We're going to be in here for a while. California. Alright, let's do this. Let's see what we get. Alright, Smith River 6, 199.16. Crescent City 19, which is what should have been signed out Brookings. And we mean 199 for Grants Pass, 101 for Crescent City. So far so good. And then we get some nice mountains out here really, really far north in California. And exit 791, whoa! This road's actually longer than I-5. I think it's like 815 miles long. And then we're getting 101 north, 101 south. So basically like US 41 in Florida, once again. And then we get some nice mountains and hills that we're going down here. So it looks pretty cool so far. And we get some nice forest. This is around the Redwoods National Park area. So that's cool. And if these trees weren't here, we would be seeing a perfect, stunning view of the Pacific Ocean. So they should get rid of those trees. And here's one of these rest areas, and we get a stunning view of the Pacific Ocean, even though this is 2011 Street View. And we get to 769, where we meet the 169 for Kemuth and Turwu Valley. And we're now on 101 Eureka. I think Eureka might be the correct choice. I would prefer San Francisco, but Eureka's fine. And it's actually a highway. Wow, really the whole time until we get to LA. So it's highway the rest of the time. And we get to these nice beaches, which are pretty cool and nice. And here's another one of these pictures. I feel like the Pacific Ocean just keeps getting better and better in California. And we see on these interchanges, we're getting 101 for Eureka. We would prefer San Francisco, but Eureka's fine. And random interchanges, we're getting Crescent City and Arc to Eureka. Would prefer Eureka, San Francisco. Here's a regular California US 101 shield. It's really different than all the other ones. And here's a look at downtown Eureka. So the highway things take a break through Eureka and San Francisco. And we're back to highway again, where we just get 101 south. So like US 41 in every single state except Indiana. And here's another one. They do stick with this bit. We're just going to sign nothing. This should be San Francisco and Oregon. And we get to exit 689 for Main Street. I think this is like Gerberville or something. And in Gerberville, we're still getting nothing. Wow, California. Northern California, I thought you'd do good everywhere. Come on. And we get some nice mountains. I think this is still the Redwoods National Park area, I believe. And we are still sticking with 101 for nothing, which is what it shouldn't be. It should be San Francisco again. And here's some more redwoods trees, which are really, really cool. These trees out here. And we're getting Avenue of the Giants and 101 South nothing. California, what's your obsession with signing nothing? Come on. Here is Gerberville. So the last city I think was probably still southern Eureka. Don't know the city though. Here's real Gerberville. We're still signing nothing. California, what's your addiction of signing nothing? And here's some nice mountains here. So this is at least better than signing nothing. And here is some nice forest stuff. And we're actually taking a break from highways. And we're getting Eureka and Ukiah. Are you serious, California? That's a stupid choice. Go with San Francisco. And Willits and Laytonville. Those are better than Ukiah. And we're getting exit 573 for North Main Street. And I think this is around the Laytonville area. Yup, in California. And rate change, we're just getting the 20 for nothing. Just straight up nothing here. But however, we get a cool mountain sign. Calpella 12, Ukiah 19, and San Francisco 128. Okay, so we can sign that. But we're still going to sign Ukiah at the interchanges. Wow, California. At least you do have a mileage sign now. That's good. Here, we're still in Ukiah, but we're still getting Ukiah because we're not downtown yet. So that's something. And in Ukiah, we're getting Santa Rosa. No, that's literally San Francisco Metro area, so sign SF instead. And we're getting this horrible mileage sign saying Ukiah stuff. Is Ukiah like the Barstow of Northern California? And we get these nice desert stuff instead of, mountains and oceans. And we're getting Santa Rosa, Ukiah. Come on, is Santa Rosa the San Bernardino of Northern California? What is it? And we're finally getting San Francisco out of all this time. Should have been signed out of Eureka. If not, from like Newport, Oregon. And we're getting San Francisco and Eureka for the 128. Which is what it should have been between Eureka and SF. And some nice mountains. We're going to be on highways for the rest of this length. And then 101 South San Francisco. Perfect choice there, California. You're finally doing correct. We meet the 12 for Sebastopol and Sonoma, and we're still in San Francisco. Perfect. And rare changes, we're getting San Francisco and Eureka, so no Santa Rosa. So there you go. And we're getting Ronner Park 7, San Rafael 36, and San Francisco 53. Perfect mileage sign here. And now we're getting Santa Rosa for north, and south goes to San Francisco. Good job. And now we're getting the 37 for Vallejo. This is a bit of a bypass of 580 if you don't want to take 580. Yeah. And on the 37, we get Vallejo, Eureka, and San Rafael, which is where we meet 580 in San Francisco. Speaking of 580, here it is, Richmond Bridge in Oakland. I feel like Sacramento should be on there. 101 San Francisco. And then we're getting Richmond Bridge and Eureka and San Francisco South. This is at the start of 580. And we're crossing a nice river. Not the Golden Gate Bridge, but we're in that area, so we'll be getting there soon. And we meet the PCH. We're going to meet it a lot. We're getting Stinson Beach for north. I wonder what that is. Here's a tunnel that leads us to the Golden Gate Bridge. We're going to be on it soon. And here we do cross the Golden Gate Bridge, which is pretty cool, but of course the sun has to ruin it. Come on. And we're getting 101 South Marina Boulevard because we're going to have a break of freeways in downtown San Francisco. Here's that break. We are driving right through San Francisco. So it looks pretty cool through here. And here's some overlooks. We don't get to like city center, that's 80, but we do get some good stuff. Here we'll be turning on to give I-80, Oakland, and San Jose. I feel like, San Jose is the correct choice, I guess. There we go. T for Bay Bridge, Oakland, and then 101 South San Jose. Good job. And we're getting this is at the end of I-80, Golden Gate Bridge for north, San Jose and the SF Airport for south. And this is what it's like, I believe, on the Bay Shore Freeway. I think that's the name of the freeway. Alright, 280 for Daly City, 101 South for the airport in San Jose. Good job. And we do get some nice looks at this big bridge, the river. I think this is San Francisco Bay. It would be 380 for San Bruno and 280. We have the San Francisco airport coming up and we're signed for just San Jose. Let's take a look at this airport configuration. So that exits at 380. And we do have this, there's like 5 express lanes at the airport. And we are going back to doing our Northern California thing, just signing nothing. San Francisco, San Jose, come on. Making the 92 for those, of course, the truck and the fog have to ruin it, so we can't look at it. On the 92, we do get Hayward, South San Jose, North San Francisco, perfect. And we are making the Oregon Expressway. I wonder if that goes back up to Oregon. This should have been the Oregon Expressway because it goes to Oregon. And we are now signed south for San Jose and LA. I feel like LA should have been signed out of San Francisco, honestly. Meaning the 87, which is going to the San Jose airport. There's 2 airports in the San Francisco area, maybe Oakland too. Meaning 880 for Oakland and south for Santa Cruz and Los Gatos. 101 South Los Angeles. Meaning 680, which we talked about not that long ago for Sacramento. 280 for San Francisco and San Jose. 101 South LA. At the end of our 680, we look at this in the 680 video. We have Los Angeles for south and San Francisco for north. And now we're getting Gilroy. Why Gilroy? What even is that? Gilroy is basically nothing. And here's another one. At the other side of the interchange. This might actually be a different interchange. Don't know. So, yeah. And at Pulfers, we get Los Angeles Cupertino, which is where Apple was invented. Maybe Google, too. They're in Bernal Road in San Francisco, so Gilroy is gone. What happened to Gilroy? And here's a look at this deserts. This is still on the 101 here. And we're getting 101 south for Los Angeles. Yay, no Gilroy. What happened to Gilroy? And San Jose, Los Angeles. Okay, let's still worry about Gilroy. What happened to Gilroy? And this is the Gilroy exit. So, is Gilroy the Ritzville of California? Wonder. And at that interchange, we get Los Angeles. Wow, no weird control city. Okay. And we meet the 156 from Monterey Peninsula. And I think this is around the Malibu area. Don't know where Malibu specifically is. But we get 183 for Salinas, 101 South Los Angeles. We're still going to LA here, which is cool. And on the mileage sign, Gonzales 6, San Luis 115, Los Angeles 319. And that range changes back to nothing. Not even Gilroy for north. Come on. And we're back to a 4-lane freeway. Once again, in pretty middle of nowhere. And here's another look at these deserts. This is where it's like between Sacramento and LA on I-5. So that's why we look on the 101. Meaning the 58 for Santa Margarita, which I feel should be signed for Bakersfield, honestly, not that. And then we are being curved to PCH again for Santa Barbara in LA. We're still 200 miles away from it, which is cool. And here's a look at the Pacific Ocean, as we're also on the PCH, as mentioned before. And here's where the PCH leaves for Bitspo Beach. But we're going to meet the PCH again a couple more times. And at the interchange, still nothing. Come on. You're stupid with that, California. That's not your diction on U.S. highways. And I like on the right side, we just have solar panels. And on the left, we just have nothing. That's pretty funny. And on the mileage sign, Gavieta 11, Santa Barbara 43, and LA on the bottom line at 140. And at Ram Entrance, we just have our California freeway entrance. Might have talked about that in the 680 video, don't know. And we are parallel to the Pacific Ocean, because again, we're on the PCH as well. So, of course, it's going to be like that. And we're still signed for nothing. come on. What are we gonna sign? Stop signing nothing. And here's some beautiful views of the Pacific Ocean and some nice mountains here. And then the PCH comes off here, but there's no signs for it here in Seacliff. Wonder what that is all about. And we're getting exit 78 for. And then outside, we are still getting Los Angeles, so good job. And then here, we're reading the 126 for Santa Clarita, and we're still getting 101 South Los Angeles. And here's some nice looks at where you get some pretty amazing scenery as we get in the LA area. And we're making the 23, which goes to Fillmore, and we're still getting 101 South Los Angeles. Good job. And then here, we're getting 101 North and South for Los Angeles. Good job. And remaining the 405, the busiest freeway in America, north for Sacramento and south for Santa Monica, South LA. And on the 405, we get north, south for Los Angeles. Doing good. And we meet the 134 for Pasadena. 101 South is heading toward Los Angeles and Tijuana Avenue. And at that tall building, we could see Universal Studios. So that's pretty impressive from them. Here being Highland Avenue. I feel like this might be an exit too. Got some nice Bob Seger in there. And then we're getting north and south for nothing. This is the... So we're no longer on anymore. There we go, this complicated interchange, 110 for San Pedro and Pasadena, 101 South for 10 East, 5 South, 60 East. And here's some looks of downtown LA, the second biggest city in America and the biggest city that 101 goes to. Here we gain 101 North and South, 10-5 San Bernardino, Santa Ana. Here we get 10 East, San Bernardino, no, should be Phoenix, 101 South, 25 South, 60 East. Should be San Diego. And here's some looks at this big East LA interchange with 5-5 coming up. So we're going to be ending soon. And here's a look at the end of US 101. Surprisingly, both ends at I-5. Alright, let's move on to the way it should be for southbound US 101. So for South, Port Angeles, Aberdeen till 8, Port Angeles, Aberdeen, Astoria, Waco on that 101 Astoria, Seaside, Portland till US 26, Tillamook, Lincoln City, Newport, Walport, Florence, Coos Bay, Bandon, Brookings, Crescent City, Eureka, San Francisco, Santa Rosa, and San Francisco after 580, San Jose till LA till 680, Los Angeles, I would not sign. And then LA, and then maybe throw in San Diego for going into I-5 South here. Alright, I'm not going to do Dreamwise Control Cities, but we're going to do I-294 on Thursday.